Assalamualaikum guys. As I said before, I try to do it every Saturday before 12. I'm actually out here at 7th parking lot. I'm a weird guy. So today's topic is about is about something that I think many of us have gone through and have thought, as it's something common. For example, when we're in like madrasa and maktab, we talk about Allah is the one who created me, created you, created your parents, created the sky, the earth, the moon, the whole entire universe, right? And perhaps amongst friends or even then, we start to wonder, well, Allah created this and the other, and then who created Allah, right? Alhamdulillah. And this happens as this is actually the logical way Allah has created our brains. Now, I came across a hadith when I was studying that really gives light to this question and this occurrence. And in the hadith, it says that Shaitan will come to one of you and he will say, "Who created this and that?" Until this question would be repeated so many times until you ask, "Who created your Lord?" And then the hadith says that when you reach this stage, you're asking, "Who created your Lord?" and say, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem," and stop thinking any further. Now, this hadith was a big message to me and made me realize that my logic has a restriction, has a limit. It can't go into metaphysics like crazy or philosophy like crazy. It's got a barrier to it, as Allah has created, like, it has got a barrier to it. And I think Allah has created your brain and made you think this way about something that comes from something else. But then, according to a hadith, according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to know from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that this thought process, this logic, has a stop to it, and this is where the stop is. And another hadith where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more direct, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that your people will continue to say, what was this from, and what's this and what's that, until they say that this is Allah who created creation, but then who created Allah? And this will happen to you logically, and just say, stop thinking. The real message I want you to take back from this is your logic is supposed to function this way, and you're supposed to stop when it gets there, and realize that in physics and metaphysics and philosophy, don't go into those questions, because your brain has restrictions, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created your brain. And here this hadith clearly highlights that there is that restriction. It can't go any further, and it's not for you to go any further and delve into. So just give it a stop, seek refuge from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and continue living your life. I'm not saying not to do research and think logically and think things through, but in this aspect you should stop, and that's what is wanted from us in Islam. Assalamu alaikum.